Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the ETBU Women's Soccer Show with Coach Paul Grant. I have a lot to talk about this week as the Lady Tigers are coming off of a two-game sweep at home this last weekend, started the year 2-0, which, Coach, is the first time
it's a first
since you've been here now in your
Yeah.
fifth year where you're 2-0, so you have to. It beats the alternative, obviously. I know you don't want to put too much stock in a couple of wins here early on, but those were two big wins for you guys.
It was, obviously.
Gals.
You're playing a couple of good teams out of the SCAC. Very competitive teams that do well in their conference, which is obviously a very tough conference as well. But yeah, it was good. It was a nice drive home Saturday night to think about that versus the alternative.
We talked a little bit last week about specifically Austin College, and I know you and Coach Burns are real good friends, but you had just not had much luck against him and didn't realize until went back and looked at we had not actually scored a goal against them in the games that you had been here. Now, obviously, you scored a couple, and it was enough Friday night. Take us through Friday night's game and just what you saw from the film. And
You know, Friday, it was like a tale of two halves. Friday, I thought the first half we played very well, had chances. They also had a couple as well, but we really kind of had the better of the play. Second half, we, for lack of words, kind of held on. We got into a let's win the ball and play very direct without a rhyme or reason. And so it kind of took us out of what we had success in the first half with, but we were able to hang on. We did get a couple chances in the second half. Obviously, they had a few more, but we came up big, took care of some business, and obviously, you will learn on that and build on that, and obviously that's what took us into Saturday.
And leading into Saturday, it's always a test, especially for a team that first time you have to play that back-to-back Friday and Saturday with the physical toll that the game will take on you, specifically on that first game on Friday. But you came back on Saturday and 24 hours later, and you were able to tough another one out against a pretty good Hendricks team.
Yeah, two different styles of play. Austin College, very finesse type play. Hendricks, very skillful, a little more physical play, not dirty, but physical play, which also you're going to see in conference. But two different games. Played much better though Saturday, much better Saturday. We were able to do some things that we were able to do. We had some kids stand up or take charge and do some things really well that they, for them personally, haven't done in the past. So obviously it was a good weekend. But again, as we get into the season, I mean, obviously the bar's been set and how we play, and it's been set for the first time since I've been here, pretty high at the very start of the season.
Leading into that, you have a very tough road trip coming up this week. You go over to the western part, I guess, of Mississippi. Yeah. Got a couple of games, one against Millsaps and one against Belhaven. What's it going to be like? I mean, another challenge, I know, for y'all again, getting on that bus for the first time this year. Now with a 2-0 record in your hip pocket, I mean, what's the challenge for y'all this week going over there to Mississippi?
Part of this trip is a quick turnaround. Part of this trip, the purpose also, we're going to play 2 games, but we're getting off the bus and have to play an hour later. That'll be new. That'll be something else we don't necessarily have to do. But if we ever had to deal with it, situation, bus breaking down or anything along those lines, we've already experienced that. That's part of what's going on this weekend. Also, too, it's a quick turnaround. We play at 5 o'clock on Friday and turn around and play at 1 o'clock on Saturday, not your normal 24-hour period in between. And that's due to some scheduling conflicts. So that's okay, too. We've got players on this team that anybody can step in and play at any given time. And obviously, I think obviously they're looking for the opportunity to do that as well.
Well, it also helps that you now have a little bit more experienced team than you had specifically a couple of years ago or even the last year to be able to handle that kind of a challenge, right?
Yeah, and again, it's part of it's preseason. You have 3 seasons. You got a preseason, you got season, you got postseason. Right now we're in preseason and we're trying to put some things, some variables in there to not only games but put some other things in there just to get us ready if something does happen during the regular conference season.
Obviously, again, last weekend you played 2 very tough teams, and you played 180 minutes of soccer. You gave up 1 goal, and you also played two keepers half apiece in those games. How pleased were you, obviously, with your defense as a whole, and your keepers are obviously a part of that?
This will probably sum it up. Our staff, as a staff, our job just got harder. We've got keepers that can play more than just one of what we've had in the past. Now we've got 3 to 4 keepers that can play. As far as in the back, we've got some players that we can move around. So from a coaching perspective, that's a good bad problem to have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I think we're heading in the right direction as far as there.
Well, the direction they're definitely heading right now is east. On Friday, again, a couple of really tough road games this weekend for both the ladies and the men. They'll be traveling together, but hopefully we'll have another couple of wins to talk about here next week, Coach, when we get back here on the set.
Thank you very much.
You bet.